What's going on, everyone? Ricardo Walker here, back with a new video. I know it's been a while since our last video, and if you don't remember, we talked about the rookie phenomenon, Ashton Genty. But now we're on to our next amazing running back in this draft class, and let's get right into it. I also apologize for my long absence, but now I'm going to get back into the groove and start making some new vids. So, the running back I'm talking about today is Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina University. This guy was just a beast for them, and honestly, he was their only bright spot this season, posting 1,660 yards, 15 touchdowns. He forced 72 missed tackles, and you see the yards after contact right there on the screen. He was just a beast, man. Physical, imposing running back, insane usage, good speed, good physicality, and he was just amazing for UNC. He's a 6 foot, 221 pound back, which is why he could take those hits. He could run through the defense and break a lot of tackles. But now I'm going to get into his strengths, weaknesses, and some of his tape. So, on this first play, you're gonna see Hampton just get a little shuffle pass from his QB, and UNC ran this a lot for Hampton. He scored about 3 touchdowns off of this play, but this is one of the plays, and he catches it, and you just see him just go ahead and explode. There's that burst. He just runs right through the defense, follows his blocker, and he scores a touchdown. Great play by Hampton. It was designed for him, and he just executes it to perfection. And also, appreciate that blocker for him up there, as he just did his job and he just helped Hampton score the touchdown. And now on this next play, you're gonna see Hampton get the ball, get a handoff, and he's gonna do a little hesitation. Then he's gonna get a sidestep, and he's gonna explode right through that hole of the defense, pick up a big gain, and that's just the patience from Hampton. He just sees he has nothing in the middle, and he just doesn't go 100% right away. He waits, does a little sidestep, then explodes. Great play by Hampton, and he picks up a big gain for his team. Then on this final play, Hampton is gonna get another run, and it's just gonna be right up the gut. But here you're just gonna see him get it and just go. Like, you just see the burst. You just see him run right through the tackles, those weak arms. He just loves to go right up the middle of the defense and go through those defensive linemen and middle linebackers. Break those tackles and goes right up. That's what Hampton does, and that's his bread and butter. He's very physical, so he can just run right through you. So that's all of Hampton's tape, and that's just Omarion Hampton for you. I think we all know what he does at this point, but I think his game is gonna translate very well to the NFL. And now I'm gonna talk about his strengths and weaknesses. So for his strengths, like I said, it's his physicality, his burst, and his contact balance. Hampton, he's 6 foot, 221 pounds, as I said previously. So he has a big frame, and he could just take those tackles, bounce off of defenders, and that's where his contact balance comes in. Whenever he gets hit, you never see him just start stumbling and falling down. He always has a good base, good strong base with his legs, and he's just gonna always fight for extra yards. One thing about Hampton I notice about when I'm watching his tape is that he always keeps his legs moving, no matter what. So that's how he always picks up extra yards, and he never stops churning the wagon. And then his burst, we saw his 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. For his size, man, he has good speed. And I know he's not the fastest running back, but he can really get downhill very fast. And we saw that in the tape. He loves to get the ball and just go. So that's another positive about Hampton's game. And now for the negatives of his game, I'll really just say the downside of his physicality is the wear and tear. Obvious about that. I mean, when you're that physical and that always seeking contact as a running back, it's gonna cause a little bit of concern about, can your body take that? And I have no doubt that he can, but we do gotta be careful about some of the hits he does take, because he does take some big hits, and sometimes that could definitely hurt a player. And then two more things, really just his elusiveness and vision. So when he's getting the ball, I just think he needs to work on seeing his blockers following the right hole. You do see some glimpses where he does do that very well. Then you also see glimpses in his tape where it's just like that was just a terrible play by Hampton. He just needs to bounce it out or wait a little bit longer and then go. But overall, I just think he needs to work on his vision and then his elusiveness. You know, he's not the most shiftiest guy. I'm gonna be honest. He doesn't have that good a change of direction and agility, and that's okay. Not every running back is made for that. He's more of a power back, vertical up and down back who just runs straight and gets to point A to point B. But besides that, that's everything you need to know about Hampton's game. I'm very excited for him coming into the NFL, and let's talk about that. He was drafted in the first round of this draft, 22nd overall by the Chargers, and that was very high. I actually thought he should have went a little bit higher, but guess who was he was the second running back drafted behind Ashton Genty. And honestly, if Genty wasn't in this draft, Hampton would be the top 10 pick in my opinion, because Genty was just that good and he kind of overshadowed the other running backs. Don't get me wrong, Hampton is still that guy. Don't think because he wasn't the first RB drafted doesn't mean he's anything good. He is special. And he's going to do some big things for this Chargers offense. The Chargers were the team that took him in the first round. And I think that's credit to Jim Harbaugh. As Jim Harbaugh, we all know actually that he likes to run the ball. He's a run first offense type of guy. He loves to just pound it, get his running backs going, and then that kind of opens up the rest of the offense. So I think that's why they drafted Hampton. And we do got to talk about Najee Harris and all that situation. So how this plays in with fantasy is that right now, Hampton's going in like the fourth round of most drafts. If someone wants to reach and take a chance on him and really wants him that bad, sometimes he goes in the third round. As I took him in the third round of my fantasy draft. No, sorry, in the fourth round. I got him in the fourth. And I'm happy about that. I got him in my dynasty league. I got him in my main home league. And I'm very excited because I'm getting all the Hampton I can. And why? Because I think he's going to be one of the best rookies to get this year. The three rookies I'm looking at mostly this season are Hampton, Tet, and Caleb Johnson. Those three, I think they're going to be beasts, and those are the three rookies I think you should be targeting. But back to Hampton. Hampton's just going to fit so well in Harbaugh's offense. And now we got to talk about Najee Harris. He did have an eye injury on July 4th. Something happened with a firework. So he's been sitting out of practice and just been chilling. He's been on the injury list. And although I think he's fine, I think he'll be back for week 1. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say, oh, Hampton just needs to be started right away. With these rookies, I don't want to see the same thing happen that happened last year with Marvin Harrison, where we draft him early and we're expecting big things and he disappoints. Because we can't just expect the greatest things from these rookies. It takes time and development. So honestly, Hampton, I wouldn't start him like the first 5 weeks. I would start him week 1 if Najee Harris does not play week 1, but I think he will play. But besides that, I say give Hampton some time if you're going to draft him. If you already have him on your team, past week 5, then on and forward, I think Hampton's going to be a beast. Going to be like Bucky Irving or Ladd McConkey, who has a second half of the season breakout. So, in terms of fantasy, Hampton's just a low-end RB1, high-end RB2 if he pans out. Now, say he doesn't pan out, honestly, Hampton is... That's tough. I think he'll still be fine his first couple years. If he doesn't pan out, he does bust. He still has time to develop, and don't just panic right away. So get him in Dynasty all you can. But take a chance on Hampton. I think he's going to have a great rookie season. And overall, he's projected 13 points on Yahoo right now. A little high from the start. But him and Najee Harris, we got to see how this all works out in Jim Harbaugh's offense. We're going to see it all, how he uses Hampton. I think he's going to get a good amount of receptions. But overall, I love Hampton. I think he's going to have a big year. And I think you should definitely be trying to draft him as much as you can. That's my take on Omarion Hampton. Very interesting running back. I can't wait to see how the season goes for him. And then that's really it. That's all I have for you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and please hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what else y'all want to hear about, what other information y'all want. Peace.